Friday. It's Friday. Feel like it's been a long week. I feel like it's been a long week. This one. But I guess even my long weeks go by faster than a regular or old school long week. If you get what I'm saying. But Oregon fans. Oregon fans are quickly getting on my nerves. Quickly. It's been a happy week. Come on, bro. But yeah, Oregon fans are quickly getting on my nerves, bro. Like, to me, an Oregon fan is this year, they more annoying than Ohio State fan. Like, they're more annoying than Ohio State fans. To me, at least. You know, Ohio State fans, they've actually won something for me to, and I get it. Oregon's got a good team. But these Duck fans, they don't know how to act, a lot of them. They don't know how to act. Like, calm down. Calm down. They just so, just something about it. Like, they, shut up. that ain't all of them. That's not all of them, but it's a lot of them. They cocky like they've done something tangible. You know what I'm saying? They're cocky like they've done something tangible. Like, you can, hey, we've won a natty. Y'all never won a natty. Y'all been to some championship games. You never won it. You know what I'm saying? But they cocky. They are cocky. Them Oregon fans, boy, they cocky. That's not all of them, but some of them. But they in the Big Ten now, so we gonna hear them. And since they in the Big Ten, and some of them are talking, time for me to get on your head. Time for me to get on y'all head. Since y'all talking, running y'all mouth. So, I hate to break it to you Oregon fans. Just because y'all beat Ohio State, that don't mean y'all the best team in the nation. That don't mean y'all unbeatable. I hate to break that to you. Just because you beat Ohio State, that don't mean you're unbeatable. For some reason, y'all think because y'all beat Ohio State, y'all unbeatable. And this ain't for Michigan. I'm talking about on the national stage. That don't mean you unbeatable. I hate to break it to you. Y'all, that Ohio State win got y'all thinking that y'all invincible. and hey, I ain't hating. I've been there. Thinking we're invincible. Hey, Malachi, get this dude out of here. Thank you. You know, I ain't watching the thing, but you know, they always come in here for the car lives. But I've been there. You know, after you beat Ohio State, you know, one of the perennial powers, you think you unbeatable. And then you get dog walked by Georgia. I've been there. So, just because you beat Ohio State, Oregon fan, hey, that don't mean that you're invincible on the national level. That don't mean that. I hate to break it to you, but it's a fact. You know, I'm seeing y'all and a lot of y'all acting like that Ohio State win made y'all the champs. Really? Like y'all the champs. You better calm down. You got a long way to go. Believe me, you got a long way to go. You got a long way to go. Don't let that Ohio State win get your hopes and dreams messed up, overvaluing how good y'all really are. Yeah, now, and this is no shade. Oregon is a good team, you know. And I know somebody's gonna say, well, they're gonna dog walk Michigan. That's possibly, but Michigan's not that good. So what are we talking about? We're talking about national power. We're talking about national championship. That's what we're talking about. So Oregon, we're gonna find out. What else they be saying? Oregon doesn't really have anything to go off of besides the Ohio State win in their history and Chip Kelly. But what are they saying? Dan Lanning, he gets us prepared, and Dan Lanning. I hear you. We've also seen Dan Lanning make some coaching blunders, some coaching bonehead mistakes. Remember last year? Remember last year? Y'all remember that when y'all lost to Washington twice? You know? So, you know I gotta get on them. They in the Big Ten now, and they running their mouth, boy. And that ain't all of them, but some of they fans is running their mouth like, bro, calm down. Calm down. You got a long way to win the Big Ten still, and you got a long way to the national championship. Just calm down. Them folks almost got me wanting Ohio State to get their revenge on them. You know what I'm saying? And that's not me counting us out. It's just I know it's probably going to be Ohio State who gets to play them again. Probably. But who is it? Ohio State, Penn State. I was watching Garrison last night, boy. You nervous. My guy is nervous. He said it was anxiousness. It looked like nervousness to me, bro. You looked real nervous. And I get why. You really haven't lost the regular season game that early in a long time. You know, because when we were beating you, it's the last game of the year. It would have had to have been 2021 Oregon when they beat you. That was the last time y'all lost an early game like that. And then Penn State coming in with the best roster and best coaching staff they've had in a long time. So you lose this one to Penn State in Happy Valley. Oh, you got some real question marks now. Ryan Day, it might be time for you to get out of here, boy. I know how Ohio State fans think. Might be time for you to get on out of here now. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun while it lasted. But this roster we got, we done spent this bread. It might be time for you to go, bucko. Yeah, it might be time for you to go and take your mentor with you. And take your mentor with you. We thought he was something else. He can go too. It might be time for you to go. You got to go, bro. Yep. So they need that dub against Penn State. They need it bad at this point. They need that, because if you lose to Penn State, that Indiana game, nobody knows for sure how good Indiana actually is. You get what I'm saying? Now, if you watch them, they look good. You know what I'm saying? Like I was telling Josh, have you seen any of them? Yeah, they look good. Exactly. They look good. You know what I'm saying? They look good and they look ready for big time games. Appreciate the super chat. I can't really read it. I'm on the expressway, but I appreciate it. I try to read it when I get to where I'm going, Lakeland, Florida. But yeah, you know, Indiana looks good. So the type of offense and the way they're looking, you don't know. Yeah, we can say, oh, it's Indiana. Boy, we don't know. It's like when they had Michael Penix. I believe they beat us. We were bad, of course, but they beat us. But they almost beat Ohio State that year. And they almost beat Ohio State that year also. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just count. And I mean, I know we want to count teams out, but you can't just count out Indiana. They're going to have to execute in the big game, the pressure of the big game going against Ohio State, you know, a team that's been in these type of moments, you know, you're going to have to execute, you know. You're going to have to execute in that big game. It's different than just talking about it, you know. It's different than you blowing out Nebraska. You know what I'm saying? You got to prove it. You want to beat Ohio State when they're good, you really have to prove it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to really make plays. They're not just going to give you the game. They're not just going to give you the game. You're going to have to prove it, and you're going to have to consistently make plays. We're going to see. Indiana looks like they trying to prove something, you know. Kirk Cignetti's, he got them dudes believing, you know, but that's going to be a game to see, you know. I like those games like that. When a team that hasn't done it gets in the moment and they got to prove it. I like those games, for real, because you have to execute, and you're seeing a team that we haven't seen them execute in those big games. You know what I'm saying? So I like to see those games, you know, because you can feel the momentum in those games when that up and coming team actually is ready and actually proves it. They make the big time throws, the big time catches, the big time defensive plays to actually beat a top team or a top ranked team at the time, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I like those matchups. And then sometimes when they do have the plays there, and then they don't execute. They just can't execute consistently to win the game. They might make it close, but they can't finish the job. The pressure is too much. The pressure is too much. They're not used to executing with the pressure so high. They're not used to executing with the pressure so high. And that's why it's always hard to beat a top team. You got to have dudes that are calm under pressure. So we're going to find out. But the Big Ten race in general is interesting, boy. Interesting. And you know, as cocky as Oregon fans are, I hate that we're on a down year. I hate that we're on a down year, honestly. I really hate it. Because Oregon fans are so cocky. They're so cocky. Ohio State let them beat them. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Buckeyes. Y'all let Oregon beat y'all. We're on a down year. And now they running their mouth. Now they running their mouth. They running their mouth. Y'all still ain't called them. If y'all would have called them the team out west, you might have beat them. But you didn't want to call them that team out west. Now they done beat y'all, and now they feeling cocky. Now they feeling cocky. Boy, I wish Washington and Oregon and them would have came to the Big Ten last year, and we would have smacked them. We would have really humbled them. Wish they would have came last year. We would have served them some humble pie. I don't know if Wink and them boys, I don't know if them boys, Wink and the staff, are good enough coaching wise to humble them. Because they coming in cocky. I don't care what nobody says. Dan Lanning not gonna have, boy, them boys coming in cocky. He can say whatever he wants, but them boys gonna be coming in cocky. I promise you. Wink, Kirk, Sharon. Boy, if y'all was decent coaches and could coach these dudes up, you have what you need to slow them down. You have it. You know what I'm saying? You have it. You have one of the best defensive lines. Don't blitz. Timely blitz. Don't lead with the blitz. You know when when they tell dudes, don't lead with your wallet, bro. Don't lead with your wallet. Wink. Don't lead with the blitz. You get what I'm saying? You led with your wallet. That's why all she wants is money. You led with the blitz. That's why our secondary getting burnt. So, just stop. You lead with the blitz against these dudes, it's going to be a problem. You have to timely blitz against Oregon. But you got to stop that run. You stop the run. You stop the run to make them one-dimensional. If you don't make them one-dimensional, you're going to have problems because you already struggle to call a good game. You know what I'm saying? Donovan, Kirk Campbell, Sharon, Tony Alford. This is a Khalil Mullins game. You set the tone early with Khalil, please. Please. I don't know if, what you call it. I don't know if, and this is the problem. You never know when Donovan might show up in these big games. You never know when he might show up. That's the only problem with him. You know what I'm saying? He might show up and go for 6 carries, 100 and some yards. He might not. That's the problem with Donovan. So if you're hoping he shows up and he doesn't, and you're giving him more carries, they become almost wasted carries. You know what I'm saying? You can't. I don't think you can risk it. I think you got to run Khalil and put Donovan in that certain role and third downs, third and longs in certain situations. You know what I'm saying? I think you got to establish Khalil. You know? I don't know if you just never know when he's gonna show up. I will say most of the time it's on big games, but hey, it ain't every big game. It ain't every big game, so I can't act like, oh, he shows up every big game. I wouldn't say that. You know. So that's the thing. I'm running Khalil. I'm running Khalil to set that tone against them. You know? And Donovan gets his in there where he can. Once I've set the tone, though. Once I've set the tone, then I get Donovan in there. The other problem we have, for whatever reason, the run game hasn't been that good when with Davis Warren in there. Yeah, the run game hasn't been that good with Davis Warren in there. That's another problem. You know what I'm saying? Run game hasn't been doing that well with Davis Warren back in. That's another problem. That's another problem. This team, we got more problems than answers. If I'm gonna be 100, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. They ain't been running it well with Davis in there. And that's been ongoing for most of the year. The biggest thing, though, to me, besides all of that stuff I just said, do you have them where they believe they can beat Oregon? If they don't believe that they can beat Oregon, ain't no need even playing the game. Or you just give the win to Oregon. If they don't believe that they can, if Wink, Sharon, and Kurt, and all them dudes, if they haven't instilled the belief in the team that they can beat Oregon, don't even play the game. We might as well not even play. They about to drag us. You know what I'm saying? Against Texas, it looked like maybe some of the dudes believed, but it looked like they didn't. If you don't know the scheme inside and out, you don't believe you can win because you know you're going to make mistakes. You know you're going to make mistakes. If you don't believe in the scheme inside and out, know your job, know your teammates' job, and know that you can execute. If you don't believe all that stuff, ain't no point of playing the game. You about to get drugged. And that's what happened against Texas. That's what happened against Texas. Because if you don't know your assignments and your job and how to execute well, when you play a good team, you're not gonna believe that you can win, because you know you can't execute. You know you can't execute flawlessly. We can run this play with our eyes closed. That's how you have to be. So we'll find out tomorrow. You know, we'll find out, but that's a big thing. Do you have them dudes believing they can beat Oregon? Because it didn't take long to realize they didn't believe against Texas, especially on defense. Them boys were so confused. They looked like they didn't have no belief on defense for most of that game. Too confused. Can't believe you can win if you confuse that half of the. So I hope they have them believing. If you don't believe, hey. But to me, there is a way that you can. The proof is in the pudding. I get Oregon fans talking about that Idaho game was the first game of the year. I don't want to hear no excuses for why y'all didn't play well. You talking to the champs. So I don't want to hear no excuses on why y'all didn't play well. I don't want to hear no excuses. That was the first game of the year. Our offensive line had to be shuffled. Yeah. I don't want to hear it. You just didn't play well. I don't want to hear excuses. I didn't even bring up the dogfight you was in against Boise State, where you needed 2 special team returns to win. That was early in the season. I don't care. Care about why you struggled. Just know I see you struggle. I don't care about why you struggled. Well, we were still shuffling our offensive line. Okay. I don't care about why. I want to see, all I see is you did. That's all I see. I don't want to hear no ready-made excuse for why you struggled in a game. That's ready-made excuses. We don't believe in excuses. You get what I'm saying? So it's about winning. It's about winning, and they've been winning. But it's also about noticing those weaknesses. Seeing those weaknesses. What are your weaknesses? Y'all ain't invincible. Y'all ain't invincible. As much as y'all want to act like y'all are, y'all ain't invincible. But what the hell? But it's on the coaches to actually show that they're competent enough to exploit weaknesses and not just give the game. Wink just gave the game to Texas. All right, I'm going to do what I want. I don't know. You're better than me. Wink, you're better than me. Sarkisian, you're better than me. Yep. You got it. That's what happened. Let's see. Makari Page. He's struggling to tackle and getting guys lined up. And that's on Wink. I would love to blame Makari Page for not playing that well. But I put it on Wink for changing so much stuff. I put it on you. You changed too much stuff. Makari complained about it in the offseason. Nothing's the same. You get what I'm saying? Nothing's the same. So I would love to blame him. But that's on Wink for changing so much stuff. Doggone dummy. That was stupid. That was stupid. Wink is, boy, you a real bonehead. If I really think about what you did to this team, boy, you a real bonehead. You a real bonehead, boy. You got all these first rounders. Josiah Stewart just came out of nowhere, and he's probably a first rounder now. All you had to do is sit back, relax. I'm keeping everything the same. I ain't changing nothing. That's all you had to do, bro. That's all you had to do. That was too much for you. That was too right for you. Nah, Jesse was good, but I got some stuff I like to do. Nah, Jesse was great. You just, all right, you good. You good. Jesse was great at what he did. Jesse in the NFL, great. That boy Tony the Tiger, he's great. You ain't that. You had to be dumb enough to change that system, change the verbiage. Boy, you're a doggone idiot, Wink. And that's a fact. Ain't no way I would have changed nothing on that system, that scheme. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. For what? The proof is in the pudding. Doggone idiot. I've never seen Makari Page play this bad consistently. I've never seen it. He's been starting for 2 years. Never seen it since till you came. Never seen it. So, that's not to say that it's not on the players, but we've went through this with most of the players. We've went through it with most of them, where they're playing like a shell of themselves because they're confused. If you're confused, you can't play fast and physical. You make mistakes. Simple things like tackling become hard for you because you're confused. You're trying to make sure you're in the right place. You can't play fast and physical when you're confused about what you're trying to do. It just never works like that. You know what I'm saying? It just don't work like that. You know what I'm sorry. Can't play fast, can't play physical. You don't play well when you're confused. Because you're always hoping that they don't do this, or you're hoping that they don't do that. I'm hoping they don't call this. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. You know, and this ain't an excuse. This is just me understanding football. So if you got players that have been veterans that are confused, especially in the secondary, that's on you as a coach. You know what I'm saying? That's on you as a coach. The only hope, and I'm going to say this, I'm almost at this target I got to go in. The only hope is that they come out of it. But you know, sometimes when you play bad, sometimes when you play bad, start playing bad, you never come out of it. That's just becomes, and let's hope this ain't Makari. That's just who you become. Now you're bad for the rest of the year. Because you've been so confused, you're a shell of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that's not Makari, but we've seen it happen to a lot of players. To like, man, what happened to him? Well, they were running a scheme that they didn't understand, or running a scheme that didn't college, wherever, high school, wherever. If you're confused or you're running a scheme that doesn't match your skill set, you'll struggle. Some players can still play okay or good through it. Other players, they're going to look like a shell of themselves and they're going to look bad. And to me, that's what's going on with Makari. He's been winked. He's been hoodwinked, bamboozled, run amok by Wink Martindale. Let me see. Oh, this thing ain't gonna pop back up. I was trying to yeah, it's not gonna pop back. I was trying to go back to that super chat. It won't pop back up on here. But yeah, that's all I got for this one, y'all. I'm at this location. Tim, it just seems like Wink wants to do his own thing. You know what I'm saying? Half the defense is look confused for most of the season. Jashawn Barham just started to look good the last 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Jair Hills had his growing pains. Zeke Berry's had his growing pains. Quentin Johnson has had some growing pains. Half the defense is look confused, and these are guys that have been in the system. You know what I'm saying? He's putting Mason Graham at the end. He's putting Mason Graham on the edge. You can't, from what it seems like, you can't tell Wink nothing. You know what I'm saying? You can't really tell that dude nothing. So, that's what it is. Man, he's something else, boy. Or Hannah. But yeah, I appreciate y'all joining the car live. Like, share, subscribe, and as always, go blue.